Let's welcome in a very, very special guest now. You rarely get to see them on TV. Dr. Akshay Bellare, President at Honeywell Automation India, is now with us. So, till now, it's a technology-based company that we're talking about and focusing in on very premium clients. But you've recently gone ahead and said that you will do investments for mid or SME space in India. Why this change? What is the change first you are seeing at the ground level which prompted you to tell that these investments are coming from such a large company who has presence for years in India?
Yeah, no, thank you for that question, and thank you for having me on the show. I want to start by saying that when you look at the mid segment of the country, that segment is growing dramatically. And if you look at the reports by the World Economic Forum, for example, about 140 million households in the mid segment are going to be added by 2030. And so what that does is it creates an ecosystem that supports the consumption of this household, the mid segment of the country. And that ecosystem is largely the small and medium-sized enterprises. And what we want to do as Honeywell is really focus our products and services to that mid-segment or the small and medium enterprises. And we see a significant growth opportunity for us. And that's why we launched Impact by Honeywell. It's a brand new brand that we have launched in India. It is targeted just for India. And it leverages our technology capabilities, that offer world-class, affordable solutions that are tailor-made for the mid-segment of our customer base.
Right. So, sir, of course, Honeywell has been operating for now N number of years in India. I think it's been listed for a great number of years. You also have a private company and, it's been operating for years. So Indian economy in that way has continuously grown, and now we are targeting 5 trillion. When you actually move this next trillion, do you think that the size of the SME will also not be small? It's not that they will be, wanting to, reduce expenses on this. In fact, they would wanting to spend more. So the absolute amount, even from these SMEs, could actually be a very, very high growth area for the company?
Yes, no, exactly. And that is the reason why we created Impact with a primary focus on the mid-segment, the small and medium-sized enterprises. This group, the small and medium-sized enterprises, are going to contribute to something like 45% of the output in India. And so it presents a huge opportunity for companies like us to really focus our efforts to support the growth of this industry, the small and medium-sized enterprises, and cater our solutions that are affordable, are scalable, can meet the needs of this segment, which are very different from enterprise and premium segment, and really develop products and services, both on the hardware side and on the software side, to drive, cost efficiency, productivity, compliance. So we really are very excited about this, and that's why we had a very significant media event to launch this Impact by Honeywell brand.
All right. Hi, Mr. Bellare. This is Mubina as well joining in. So what sort of contribution do you expect, from this side of the business to your revenues over the next couple of years? And how would it, what would happen to your existing business? If you could just share something about that with us as well.
Sure. Yeah, so we started this just recently, and what I expect that roughly 10% of the revenue for Honeywell India as a whole would come from this segment in the next 2 to 3 years. And that's my expectation. And I feel, we, with the growth that we see in the segment and the very innovative products that we have already launched, I'm really excited and very bullish that we should be able to achieve that. And so that's sort of my, our target, and where I think really going to be pleased with that progress over the next couple of years.
Okay. Well, we wish you all the very best, Mr. Bellare, you and your team, as you take a new step with this new business entity to cater to the middle segment in India, and we hope we can chat with you as well very soon as your business progresses.